Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all well. So, some of you may have noticed my studio has changed because I've moved house. Hannah and I have moved to a new place and I've got a new studio. There may be some videos you'll see coming out in between this one from the old place. That's because I generally backlog the videos to make sure that I've always got content that I can put up for you guys. So there'll be a couple of overlapping videos from the old studio before we're fully into the new studio. But this video is basically all about me showing you around so you can see how everything's plumbed in, my workflow, and some of the other cool little bits and bobs that make this place so much better than the old one. The other cool thing about moving house was we got a house with an extra bedroom, which I've turned into a storage room so I can keep all my pedals and guitars and cables and everything there that I can just pick and choose when I need them. So what stays in the studio is things I need on a regular basis. I alternate the guitars. As you can see, I'm using the Minors and the Gibson and stuff, but generally speaking I can swap out the guitars when I want to change it up a bit and just grab the pedals I need for the demo at hand or for the recording at hand. On top of which I've got like a shelving unit here that's got all my chargers and everything I need just right there, grab and go. So this video is kind of a run and gun. I'll take the camera downstairs to the storage room, show you around, and just generally give you an idea of my workflow now in this new spot. Suffice to say, I'm incredibly happy and incredibly fortunate to find a new property that we can rent that is absolutely perfect for what I need and also for what Hannah needs. Because we live together, of course, and we need to make sure we're both happy, not just me, which was the case with the studio before, but the rest of the house sucked in the end. So without further ado, I'm going to show you around my new studio setup. Now let's take a look into the storeroom. This is where all my guitars get stored, pedals, everything like that. When I'm shooting videos, I don't want the studio to be cluttered with all the guitars. I used to have them on racking in the same room, and all the pedals, everything was stored in the same room, and it became a bit of a nightmare for space. So one of the benefits of moving to this new place was that I had a storeroom where I could store all my guitars and all my pedals and just pick what I wanted for the video. So I can just take up the guitars that I fancy playing for the next few videos or just when I'm noodling about. And then I can also pick the pedals that I want to use, whether it be for a demo or if I'm writing something, I can just grab what I need, take it upstairs. Also having like cables as well, so all my XLRs and jack leads, everything's in one place. But yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot of gear, so what I'll do is I'll flip the camera around and then I'll show you through what's in here. Quite a lot of guitars. I'll take you through them. I'm not going to get them out of the case, but we've got the Shurikens in here. This is what comes on all the Frog Leap gigs. Helix. These cases are really good. This is what I used to fly around the guitars in. Super protected flight cases. Enki, you want to check them out. They're fairly priced and they're really reliable. I can throw this on a plane. Well, the people that do that throw it on a plane, and I've not worried anymore about the fact my guitar is in one piece. So that's very good to know. Guitars wise, what we got Faith, my basses, that's my Dean ML Tribute, N4 7-string, another N4, and then some Chapman prototypes that from my old SIG, lamp that makes jingly noises. In here are the ML3s that I use for Tosca and Dorje, just my SIGs my number ones that I take everywhere. Same again, got a couple of empty Shuriken cases, mono single. There's the second lot of SIGs there. What's that? That's cables. Some more Chapman prototypes. Then I've got my Mayonnaise case, JP15. That's my Fender Tele, Strat, PRS Paul's guitar, Gibson Les Paul, and my British Standard Chapman guitar, and then some cables. So as you can see, lots of guitars, and I'd like to say most of them get used. I like to circulate and use them in most demos. So miscellaneous boxes, so these are the Apollo boxes. This is a box for my power amp upstairs, 2 notes, iMac Pro. We've got just lenses and stuff like that because I don't like to throw away boxes of things that are valuable. The deflect system from Hoovy, these things are amazing. We use these on tour to deflect the sound across the stage nicely. and my pedal box for my Iron Cobra pedals. Let's have a look in the drawers. Pedals. So every demo you've seen on my channel, I don't get rid of the pedals. I don't sell them on because I don't think that's very good practice. So I keep them in case I need them for anything, any kind of recording. More pedals. There's so many pedals. Everything you've seen, you know, the Strymon stuff. We've got Death by Audio, Walrus. What's this, a miscellaneous? Yeah, this is a Walrus Iron Horse. Yeah. What else we got? More pedals. We got some Diodario tuners. These are headstock tuners. These are very useful on tour. So this is a Walrus Jupiter Fuzz. Yeah, got a reamp box. Yeah, tons of stuff. And then, oh, I can't shut this drawer. One of the most important drawers of all, strings. So these are all 1156. What else we got? More 1156. Some 1052s. There's a load of singles in there. These are my Boss pedalboard cable kits, which I'll be using to do a new pedalboard very soon, which I'll document. More strings. Basically, this is the strings drawer. There's a lot of strings. What we got here, this is my dad's, that's my dad's old touring case that he used to use for with cables and things like that for gigging. It's the Oxbox box. A pedal board that I use for some pedal demos, and then the Helix case. But the Helix case is full of more pedals. What we got in here, got the Flux Drive, some Beatronics, some Walrus, some Keeley, and the Matthews Effects stuff that are getting sent back soon. So that's a lot of stuff. This is an Elephant. This was my grandma's. She's an incredible pianist. This is my grandma's metronome. It doesn't work because it's missing a screw, which I will fix. But then I've got cables, XLRs, kettle leads and more cabling, some DB25 breakouts, and adapters, Euro, kettle leads, all the rest of it. More pedals. This is the case for the Dark Glass Microtubes 900 V2. My Apple Watch, which I smashed terribly in the gym, really blagged about that. It's broken, doesn't work anymore. What a waste of money. Didn't have Apple Care either, so that was a fail. Countess pedal, yeah. And then underneath here, more pedals. Some more Keeley, we've got some TC, we've got some Walrus, some miscellaneous stuff, a couple of foot switch boxes. And then, what we got? More foot switches, microphones. It's the case for my Ronin S gimbal. Camera boxes, and then we've got microphones. What else we got? More pedals, Beatronics, Dr. Green VFE, some Boss. Got my iPad case, my iMac, my MacBook box, and some miscellaneous tools. I also like to keep any issue of Total Guitar or Metal Hammer Prog, that anything that we've been in, anything like that. This was the Total Guitar article, very cool. But it's also whenever my friends are in there. So what have I got? This is Liam from Black Peaks. There he is, look at that chiller. Yeah, anytime my friends are in magazines as well, I collect them, because I just think, you know, it's an important milestone in your career if you get to put in a magazine. And the fact that my friends and myself and the bands that I'm in are in those magazines is something worth holding on to. So that's all that. Katana Air, which we use on tour, and just other stuff. There's an old LED TV that we might use in the bedroom to watch some Rick and Morty when we go to bed. Something else cool to show you is all the tour passes that I've ever done. So there's so much stuff on here. Dorje, what's this? Toesland, back when we were playing with James Toesland, 2013. Wow, that's a long time ago. What else we got? We got Frog Leap in Russia, Frog Leap Tour, what's that? Goodwood Festival of Speed, I think. Yeah. NAMM badges, festival passes, there's loads of stuff. Mystic Festival that we just did, there's Nova Rock here, I'm sure there's Download in there somewhere we just did. But yeah, basically anytime we've done a tour or anything like that, I keep all that because it's memories, and I think it's really important to hang on to these things, because when I'm old and decrepit and I can't gig anymore, it's going to be fun to look back on it and smile. So let me show you around. So what we got, this is the main hub, as you can see. Got the iMac Pro, and then in the rack I've got my power amp, Kemper, Universal Audio Apollo X8P, got the Microtubes 900 V2, and then over this side we got the 2 Notes Torpedo Studio, Boss Tube Amp Expander, and the Apollo 8P. The Apollos are daisy chained together, and then I use the Apollo twin quad as well. So I've got, so that's 14 cores of processing daisy chained across each other. This is my Native Instruments Complete Control keyboard, and then all that's rigged up together to the iMac Pro. And then I use these Event Precision 6 studio monitors, which I'm going to upgrade actually, because I've had them a while and I think it's time to upgrade. Got my little Pharaohs chilling either side, protecting the desk, and of course Spider-Punk just watching over the riff and shreddage of the room. Got the Moog Subsequent 37, which I've used all over the Tosca record, and generally speaking it reinforces a lot of cool riffs and stuff. Plan to do a lot more with that. Flight case, that houses some cases, and then on top of that you can see the controller for the Kemper. Got my little Victory 112 which I use with the Kemper, and just at the back there, if you can see, is some bass traps against the bottom, and then all the power for the racking, all surge protected. I need to upgrade those actually, and I'm trying to make this as neat as possible, but it's so hard when you've got loads of cables. I did make some XLR patch cables to make things a little bit easier. Got my Warwick Corvette Pro line, well actually it's Dave's, but I've had it for a long time. Got the Leslie 71. We're also rocking the Mayonnaise Regis Core Classic, and I've got a new fan fret from Chapman Guitars, Dave's signature bass, because it's an awesome bass guitar. Over this side of the room, this is my other camera for filming pedal demos and stuff. This is like charging shelf, so as you can see I've got all my chargers there, everything I need on a regular basis, headphones, guitar care stuff, headphones, some pickups, what else have I got? Strymon, that's the Volante which gets used a lot, my drone, foot switch for the Invective, light cases, chargers, more chargers, gaffer tape because you need gaffer tape. We've got the Aston mics which I use, the little Boss mini Katana, and then things like expression pedals, ABYs, power supplies, that kind of thing. Trying to be as organised as possible. Little memorabilias. This was on tour with Dorje when we got Max and Dave's bags stolen, so we all decided to take a photo in memory of how annoying that was. Little note from Hannah, live album and Tosca's first EP, and a little hand-drawn picture of me and Hannah from years ago from one of her friends. And then whammy bars, screwdrivers, the rest of it. This is like the guitar restring center where I just leave strings that I need regularly, a couple of pedals that I've been demoing recently, but we've got 10-52s, 10-46s, some singles, incense burner, watch, string winders, that kind of thing. This bad boy, which I've just received from Roland, it's the TD50KV. It's an absolute beast. I'm going to be showing you how I record drums with this, generally how I go about playing drums at home. It's amazing. It can do 10 channels of audio from the brain straight to the computer via USB. I also sync it up with Get Good Drums and Superior Drummer because it's fantastic. It's a really, really good kit, and I'm very lucky to have one in my possession. Got Ben's Tama Speed Cobras because he's using Yamaha pedals now. He prefers those, so I've taken his Speed Cobras for myself. Got this sick Ox amp top box light from Tom from Universal Audio for the room, makes things vibey, and the Universal Acoustics foam which I've taken from the other place. that you can see that I've been putting it up. First reflections as much as I can, trying to make this room sound a bit better. Got a cloud here, and then there's some behind the monitors as well, just to keep things sounding more controlled. Some bass bins in the corners, as you can see, they're there, and at the back there. And then this is like my lights, tripods, all that kind of stuff. And now the amp rack. This amp rack, I bought the rack actually from a website online. It's very, very handy that it fits all the amps perfectly. These are the amps I keep at home. I'm going to bring in some more Victory stuff that I've got in storage, but this is the stuff that was at home currently. It's all plumbed in. I use these Planet Wave speaker cables. They're really hardcore. I've got two long ones that you can see running there, and it goes up into the two load boxes. And as you can see, JVM, we got the Super Kraken, Invective 120, 5150 Mark 1, 5150 Mark 2, and the Rev Gen. And these can be plumbed in at any point for recording, and it's really handy actually, just being able to plug them straight in to there and then record and listen to it from there. V40 Dutchess into the aux box because it's great for cleans, and a Kraken as well, which I was using before I got this home because this is amazing. Every photographer, videographer and YouTuber can probably relate to this. This is just SD cards everywhere, external drives, readers, all that kind of stuff, but it's very useful. Couple of slides. This from bare knuckle pickups because we're making a signature pickup. This was a bit of memorabilia, just something very cool and awesome to get given. That won't look like this in the final product, but it's nice to have it. This is my solid state drive, which keeps all my Native Instruments libraries on, editing drives, more SD cards, generally lots and lots of memory. And of course my trusty Fast Fret, which I've used since I started playing guitar because my dad had it in his case and I always assumed you were meant to use it. So yeah, but basically that is the room, that is everything that you've seen so far, and I love it. It's very cool. So there you go. There is my new studio and storage area. I'm really, really happy with this upgrade, I guess is what it is. Because sometimes, you know, things like the old house, I loved the studio there, but the rest of the house sucked. And me and Hannah got on top of each other. And it was just, you know, it's nice to have change, and we both feel the benefit here. It's inspiring to have change as well in your life, of course. But needless to say, I'm really happy. I'm going to make loads of new content and material here because I could just feel the freshness and the change. But also, there's teething issues, you know, it's trying to get good angles on the camera, the lighting right, you know, the soundproofing because it's a different room, trying to get that to sound good as well. And just generally, you know, it's early days. We've only been here less than a month, so as time goes on, things will improve, things will change. So either way, here we are at the new place. So thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe and share, and I will see you all very soon.